and then it said pregnant, and I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I was in complete shock. I remember walking around Aldi's thinking, I'm pregnant. My life's about to change forever. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Grace, and in my channel I talk about my pregnancy, and obviously when I eventually have a baby I'll be talking about that as well, and parenting, etc., and my life. But in this video I want to be talking about how I found out that I was pregnant, was it planned, and how I genuinely felt about pregnancy. I feel like a lot of influencers aren't completely honest. I want to be speaking to you from the heart and be completely honest on how I genuinely felt when I found out I was pregnant, and that is what I plan to be in this channel, completely honest with you and let you know what I really think and how I really feel. So starting off, I feel like it's good to speak about whether or not my pregnancy was planned, and I'll be completely honest with you, it wasn't planned. I have always though wanted to have a family one day. It's not because I don't want to have a family or don't want to have kids, it's just because I wanted to have a house. I wanted them to have their own nursery. I wanted to be married. You know what I mean? Like standard stuff that we all fantasize about. It hasn't gone in that order, but I have no doubt it's gonna happen. My partner constantly talks to me about marriage. We're saving for a house. If we make it past the first year of the baby being born anyway. I hear it's difficult. So that's answered for you. Like, it wasn't actually planned. I think every girl's dream was to be married with kids by the time they're 25 when we were really young. But like when we were like 16 or 17. But then you wake up and realise, yeah, it's not gonna happen that quickly. So to be honest with you, 31 for me is a good age. I've always thought in my early 30s I want to start having children, but I've always said that the main thing is the partner has to be a good man, has to be a good dad, good husband to me. Like, they're the main things for me, even above money. So in that aspect, I've always known my boyfriend would be a great dad, and he is very caring, thoughtful to me, and he does truly love me. So I suppose I'm halfway there with that. So as I say, it wasn't planned. I have been on the pill since I was sexually active. I won't say what age, but I have always been on the pill. I've always been super careful. I've taken the after morning pill when I miss a pill, etc. I'm actually like, yeah, I've always thought that when I do eventually want to have kids, it might take a while because I have had the pill so many times. And I remember going to a nurse like a few years ago, and she said, when you are ready to start a family, come in and speak to us because you've been on the pill for a long time. So last year when we were coming out of lockdown, I was like, right, I need to get my diet right, I need to get my exercising right. I'm going to do a whole video, by the way, on why I believe I got pregnant due to the way my lifestyle was, and I'll go into detail about it. But in brief, I was still on the pill when I got pregnant, and it was weird because I had a fake period. And I remember at the time, because I always get so hormonal with my boyfriend like a week before my period and when I'm on my period. So the poor guy, every month there's like a week where I'm just like, right, and tired. So yeah, this particular month I didn't have that, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, maybe I'm now I'm in my healthy mode, I'm not gonna be so aggy. And I remember my period being quite light as well. It wasn't like a heavy period because I have quite a heavy period, TMI, but I do. So yeah, like a week or so after my period, I remember feeling really down. I know my boyfriend will remember this because I just felt so down. I didn't have any like get up and go about me. Normally I'm very positive, and I didn't know why I was so down, and I thought maybe it's because of all the things that are going on in the world. Maybe that's finally took its toll on me. I don't know. And I did have an instinct to stop taking the pill. I don't know what it was. But I did have an instinct to stop taking it, and I think around June time my pill changed. They said it was the same pill, you know when they say, oh, it's the same one, it's just in a different package. So it was a different package, but it was the same pill, and I thought maybe it's having an effect on my mood, this pill, because I was really okay and then I went to feeling really down, and it was really making me feel down. It wasn't just like, oh, I feel a bit down. So I rang my nurse saying, can I have a different pill, or can I go on the injection or something? As we all know, at the moment it's a nightmare getting a doctor's appointment in the UK, so I had a month's wait for a telephone call from the nurse. So I was like, okay. I remember at the time my boyfriend was working like back to back on the weekends that time, so I thought, oh, you know what, I'll come off the pill, because it's just too much for me right now. And there was one day where I was actually going to take the after morning pill because I just felt I mean, I was just being extra careful. I went to try and get the after morning pill, and for the first time in my life, I went to 3 chemists in my area and not one of them had the after morning pill. Can you believe it? Now I see it as a sign from God that they were protecting my little bubba. But at the time I was like, oh. But then I thought to myself, what are the chances of me getting pregnant now? Like, that's what I thought. And just want to say I didn't get pregnant because of that. But yeah, I've discovered it was before that I conceived. It wasn't that time. But I found that very, I don't know, I always think the universe and God works in mysterious ways, and it's just amazing that, like, whoever it was protecting me up there, they protected me. Yeah, so like a few weeks passed, and I remember, like, I think I was like a day late on my period, but I don't really record my periods, if I'm being completely honest with you. I just, whenever they come, and I know it's around a month's time. I'm pretty like disorganized when it comes to that. I always have a pregnancy test in my cupboard, just to like test every now and then, just to double check. And I was about to go out on my lunch break, done the little test. The last time I done one was like a year before. Like, I don't do them regularly, like every month. I done it, got ready, about to leave the house. Didn't think it'd say I'm pregnant, and then it said pregnant, and I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I was in complete shock. I remember walking around Aldi's thinking, I'm pregnant. My life's about to change forever. Like, loads of things, or giving birth, literally everything like was running through my head. And I didn't tell my boyfriend yet. I wanted to tell him in person because I feel like it's very big news. So yeah, I was just such, I don't know, so many things were going through my mind, like so many things. And I think as a woman, more things go through your mind than a man, maybe, I don't know. But obviously we're the ones carrying the baby, and then you're thinking about your career, you're thinking about everything in your life, and also the fact that my baby won't have a nursery in time, they won't have a house. All these things that I dreamt my first baby would have, just isn't gonna happen. When I found out, it was really weird because I was sort of scared, stressed, shocked, but also content. I can't explain it, because I thought, wow, I can have a baby like quite easily. And also, when I'm on the pill, like, this is crazy. My boyfriend must have super sperm or something. But to be honest with you, I kept the secret for 2 days, and I'm one of them people, if I need to tell you something, I never say, you know what, I really need to tell you something, I need to see you. I will literally just say, yeah, whenever you can come, come. So they will never have an inkling it's happening. I remember thinking, I need to show the pregnancy in like a cool way. Like, I don't just want to tell him. But to be honest with you, when you're actually in the situation, it is hard to think about these things. Not something you really plan, like how you're going to show someone. You plan about other things, but not that. And I remember making some pasta that day. I'll probably put a picture. I made some pasta, and then what I did was, I didn't take a picture of it, but I should have. I ordered a pizza, his favourite pizza, and he was like, oh, there's more food, we just had pasta. And what I did was I put the pregnancy test inside the box, so then when he opened it, yeah, the pregnancy test was there. That's how I told him. He was happy. He had happy tears. And then I think after a few moments, I was like telling him the reality, like, this, do you know our life's gonna change forever? We're not gonna be able to do this, we're not gonna be able to do that. I was a bit negative, and my boyfriend is like always in fairyland. He's always like very optimistic, and that's a great thing. But I think sometimes he's not deluded, but he is a dreamer, and he thinks, oh, everything's gonna be okay. He's one of the people, oh, it'll be okay, like no matter what it is. And I'm someone that thinks about everything, every practicality in every way. I think about everything. And I think then he was almost like stressed because I was telling him like the reality of things, and like we were just like quiet for ages, say about half an hour, just sitting there. And I wanted to know what he was thinking. I had like 2.5 days to process it, whereas he just had that half hour to process it. And obviously I was stressed because it's happening to me, even though we're having a baby together, it is still happening to me. So I was more stressed, I think, or thinking about things a bit more, and I think women do that anyway, than he was. So bless him, he had a lot of, I remember that weekend he couldn't work, he just physically couldn't work because he was just so like in his mind. He went away the next morning to work. He spoke to his parents as well, so they were the first people that knew other than us. And then he came back to mine that night and he got me flowers, and he was like, Grace, he goes, no matter what, we're gonna be great parents. I know that, I have no doubt about that, and I'll do anything for you. And he was like saying like, I'll do anything for our baby, I'll do anything for our family. And he's like, I'm really committed to you. You know that I want to marry you one day. Like, oh, if there's anyone in the world I want to have a baby with, it's you. And he's always said that to me even before me conceiving. So I know it's not just like dribble. I've had a few boyfriends in my 31 years, and yeah, he really is dedicated to me. So when he came that night, he was like, we're gonna go out for dinner and we'll get a test as well, like the more accurate one from Clear Blue. But the more accurate one only goes up to 3+ weeks. So it says it could be 6 weeks. So I just thought, oh God, we've got to wait even longer when we have the scan. I still obviously was like wondering whether it was that time where I didn't take the after morning pill, or if it was the time like before that where I had a light period. And of course, now I know I'm like 6 months pregnant now. It was the time before the light period. So I did get pregnant on the pill. My mum got pregnant with me on the pill, believe it or not. So it's a pattern going. And I know a few other people that also got pregnant on the pill, but I always used to think, oh, it won't happen to me. That's what I always used to think. I don't want to scare anyone, by the way, that's watching this. You're on the pill, you're like, oh my God. But you know what? I feel like I'm so controlling in my life. If anyone knows me, I'm like, I want every bit of my life to be organised. God works in mysterious ways. The last few years I've been feeling really unfulfilled. No matter how much money I've had in my bank account, no matter what I've got, I don't feel like completely fulfilled. I felt like very like, even though my job and I'm trying to do things, like nothing was making me completely happy. And I don't feel like money is a thing that will make you happy ultimately. And I've always wanted a family, and yes, it's not the ideal situation, although I'm in a relationship for 2 years now and my boyfriend really does love me, and all my family like, when you get older you need to do things quicker than you would have done when you were younger. I don't know if I believe that completely. And everyone always says to me as well, you'll never be ready. That's what everyone always says. I always believe that you can be more ready. I do own my own home though, and I am financially stable, so that's a plus, and I'm so grateful and blessed for that. And I am blessed to have this little baby. Like now, I can't imagine not having the baby. I haven't had the baby yet, but I can't imagine just going out and just living life normally. I feel like I'd still be unfulfilled. I believe it's all come at the right time, and everything's in timing, and nothing in life is by accident. And especially if you're trying to prevent something and it happens. I think it was just a few months after I got into my faith as well, like back into God again, and it's really weird that that's happened. I feel like a bit of a sinner in a way because I'm not married. Like, we are in the modern world now, and like I know people don't always agree with that, and everyone's entitled to their opinion or whatever, but I will get married one day and my child will be there, or children will be there. And to have a wedding is 20k plus, because my boyfriend has spoken about it before, and I said, let's get a house first before you even think about that, because like it's a lot of money. I'd say having a child is the biggest commitment anyone will ever have. Obviously it's nice to be married, to have a unit and all have the same surname and have that bond and have the big celebration of all family and friends. Like I love all that, and I pray that I will get that one day. But right now the focus is this little baby, making sure they're fine and we have a safe birth, and I'm just going one step at a time. I'm normally very like planning way ahead, but if you know what, it's taught me to slow down a bit. Like it's taught me to calm myself. So that's good. Because I am so manic and I've got like 100 tabs on all the time. So now I have no choice but to relax and to organise myself for the present, not for the future. In the beginning though, I'll be completely honest with you, I was so stressed, I was worried, I was emotionally drained. I'd say for a month I was just like, I don't know, I can't explain it. I was just like, I couldn't believe it in a way. Like I think that's the only way I can explain it. I couldn't believe it. Also, always in the beginning, no one tells anyone anything, so I had no one to talk to. I felt very alone. I just want to say as well, I'm going to do a whole video on the first trimester, because I can get into detail about my real feelings, because I feel like this video is probably quite long as it is, and I don't want to bore you. If you made it this far, thank you. But I'm going to do in my next video, or the one after, it'll be about my first trimester and how I really felt. genuinely. Like now I'm all happy and everything's fine, and it's a big shock me not planning to have a baby and processing that in my mind. But at the time I was excited, but honestly the shock and everything was overwhelming. As I say, I'm going to speak about that in my video about my first trimester, and be honest with you. So if you do want to see that video, please don't forget to subscribe so you can be first to see it. And I just want to build a community here, like of us all talking. If you are a first time mum, gonna be a mum, or you want to be a mum, or you're just interested, so we can all have an open discussion about it, because I feel like it is important. But I'm about to go on a peanut date. I met a girl on Peanut. I haven't met her in real life yet, so I'm gonna go there now. I'll do a video about that too. I hope I'm not gonna be late. I've got like 20 minutes to get there. It's in my area though, so it's fine. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I am gonna love you and leave you now. I hope you're all well, and I will see you in my next video.